orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship in a few rings. We're talking baseball. It's an orange and blue thing. Listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship in a few rings. We're talking baseball. It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense in a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
What's up, Mets fans? Happy Thursday. It is September 10th, 2020, Season 4, Episode 14 of Orange and Blue Thing, and our microphones are working.
Let's go.
Last week, we did like 5 minutes of the live show and noticed that, thankfully from the comments, and I think someone actually called here to say,
yes.
Hey, pictures. What the hell was that?
Is it working now?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
That has never happened in 4 years. People are going to think that was staged. All right. If you're listening afterwards, you think I'm full of shit. But that's never happened in the history of the show where the microphone cord fell out of the microphone.
I can't breathe.
Julia can't breathe. I am Darren, and that's Julia Quadrino. What's up, Julia?
I'm great. That was the best possible way this show could have started. I also think that might have been 2 weeks ago that the mics weren't working.
I don't know. Time is
a construct. I don't know.
Time's crazy right now. You know what I think would be pretty cool? Not that we want to sit here and have hot mics, but once like you get here or Pete would get here or, back in the day, whatever, I feel like the podcast or the show starts the second you walk in the door.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's not that we're like out over here like spilling tea or
but we are spilling tea.
No, I mean like things that we talk about. Like, did the show start yet? I don't know. Let me push the button. Anyway, so here we are. There's only a couple of weeks left of the regular season. The Mets are 20-25. They are 5.5 games behind the Braves. So let's just call that a wrap. Like the division is out of reach.
Dunzo.
Unless they just lose every single day, which is probably not going to happen. But the way that this wacky postseason construction for the playoffs is built for 2020, you're not really out until you're out. I mean, you could right now, like with the way like the wild card spots work, you could just be a 500 team or even worse than 500 and still be in the running, which is stupid.
That's insane to me. I think you should be like automatically disqualified even if you technically make it if you're under 500.
Right.
Like it should be a requirement that you have to be at least 500 to make the playoffs. Or what are we doing here?
I agree with you.
It's so stupid.
This season's crazy. It's to get in, it's easier than ever to get in right now. So they're taking 8 teams per, league, NL and AL, and then, we'll see what happens after that. But they are 3.5 games behind the Phillies. We do have to play the Phillies a bunch coming up, and not a bunch, but another series against the Phillies, I think, next week. So there's 15 games to play. We'll see what happens. But, it's so frustrating. The most frustrating part of this whole season has been, granted, COVID, whatever,
right.
Everything else that shortened the season. But the most frustrating part has to be the rotation because they're basically throwing darts at the wall. They got Jacob deGrom out there being Jacob deGrom, but after that, it's all question marks. So,
isn't it crazy how fast we went from 5 aces to Jacob deGrom and like whoever the fuck wants to pitch that day?
Right.
It's crazy how quickly. I mean, not that we ever really had the 5 aces. It was really always kind of in theory, but like. Who is our rotation? I mean, next year, you'll get Noah back, hopefully. I mean, Stroman, maybe if he wants to come back.
Yeah.
Matz, if he can figure. Who is there?
I don't know.
Like, what are we doing? I don't know. I'm very stressed. I'm stressed about it.
I think it was Monday. Peterson pitched on Monday.
Yeah.
So Sunday had that big game against the Phillies,
right.
14-1, whatever it was. Peterson comes out and he wasn't looking like he has been, but he's a rookie. So it's like you can't put too much pressure on the kid, especially in this weird season. So then it's a combination of, Lugo, Waka, Porcello. Lugo, who is typically pretty solid, but where you're basically that's why let me get back. That's why it's frustrating because the pitching is really what's killing us because these guys are going out, they're battling every night. Conforto's doing his thing. Jeff McNeil woke up.
I mean,
lately.
not for nothing, but like we couldn't score with runners in scoring position for like 2 months straight. But yes, it's mostly the pitching.
Right.
Agreed.
So like the guys are doing their thing as far as the bats are concerned. Conforto's looking, more than solid.
Right.
Definitely career season for him so far. Granted, it's shortened, but the pitching. So like Brody going out there, puffing his chest. We got all these guys ready to rock. Come and get us. Yada yada.
Deepest rotation in baseball.
Now they're basically throwing darts.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like he was an agent. He's very good at talking and convincing people that you want what he wants. Like, that's his strength. And I honestly kind of think that that's why he was hired originally, because he can talk the talk. And like, he never worked in a front office before, no? So it's like, I think
he was also hired probably because he may have cost a little bit less.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, not to dwell on Brody's hiring, because that is what it is. But it's also just like, everything he says, you have to take with a grain of salt, because I really think he was hired to talk.
Well, speaking of talking,
really
after the hot mic issue a couple weeks ago, we haven't really heard or seen of him at all.
No, I am fully confident that
he's dead man walking
going to be
right
gone
now.
once the
right.
season's
So
over.
it's the kind of thing where, with that hot mic situation, whatever it was with the Zoom and, that was posted, whatever, everyone kind of throwing each other under the bus there with Jeff and
spelling his name wrong.
Wrong in both press releases. We haven't heard or seen of Brody. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as tuned in right now, but I don't think he's done anything even with the beat lately. So I don't know. Get through these next 15 games, and if Brody's around next season, I will be completely floored.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. We talked about this, not really at length, but a couple weeks ago we were talking about the amount of hate Dom Smith would get in previous seasons, like he's not a major leaguer, yada, yada. And I have no problem calling people out.
Yeah.
We posted that one guy's tweet from years ago. But the amount of hate that Conforto still gets somehow is crazy.
It's mind-boggling. I remember, the thing is, I don't know what it is about, like, homegrown, young, white guys, but whenever they come up, everybody just expects they're going to be the next David Wright. Like, Conforto, Pilon. Like, it's just like, okay, he's the next David Wright. He has to be exactly. And, like, if you take away, like, that unrealistic expectation, what you're left with is a freaking really, really good Major League Baseball player. And I honestly think that should be, when Steve Cohen comes to save us all, one of the first things he should do is be extending him. Why wouldn't you want Conforto locked up in the next, 3 to 5 years, whatever it may be? He's solid. He is only getting better with time. I don't get what people's issue is.
So the other day I wrote something about Conforto on Twitter, and this guy Nick replies, all right, Nick Rapidus, whatever. So Wayne Randazzo wrote the same thing, like they need to find a way to keep this guy around as long as possible.
Yeah.
I reply with the statue, which I've been posting ad nauseum on Twitter. If you don't know, if you're not watching live, the statue that Cohen paid like $150
literally
million
more than
for,
what David Wright's contract was worth.
$150 million. I don't know how big this statue is. For some reason, I feel like
it's
like the size
big.
of this Coors Light.
I feel like it's this big.
But I'm sure it's not that size. But I always reply with this, like, don't worry about it. This year is what it is. But next year we got the statue. And the statue means if he's spending $150 million on this statue, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
We're not going to be pinching pennies and wondering, do we have the money for this? Do we have the money for that? Is Steve going to be stingy? No. Steve grew up a Mets fan. Steve had memories of being at the ballpark for Tom Seaver back in the day. Steve is going to do his thing. And we are no longer going to be the, the Mets are broke. They're not going to spend money on
excited.
XYZ. So Wayne Randazzo writes, we got to find a way to keep this guy. I wrote back, it's a done deal. So Nick writes, how about he gets a hit when it matters? 3 hits yesterday, but nothing when there was men on base twice late in the game.
All right, Nick, what are you doing?
While that may very well be true, Michael Conforto is in the running for like a batting title this year. Michael Conforto is crushing it.
Garrett Cohen said something about he's putting up like MVP numbers. I'm like, I don't know if that will happen, but like, what more can you ask for?
So yeah, when this is what I replied to Nick. When these are your stats in a weird shortened season and fans still bitch, like, unbelievable.
The disdain in your voice every time you say Nick is.
Nick's probably a customer. I like Nick. Nick, I appreciate the feedback on the internet. Yes. I appreciate the back and
all
forth.
in good fun, Nick.
But you're wrong. Michael Conforto, like, honestly, we talked about, and maybe it was a little bit too quick.
Yeah.
Last year, we're like, give Pete Alonso the captain, patch, whatever. Pete Alonso has, turned it around lately.
Yes.
And last year, what he pulled off last year was unbelievable. On and off the field with the whole tunnels to towers and everything he did off the field. And
starting his own charity
and pushing last year on 9/11 to have the guys wear the custom cleats. So Pete Alonso, he did a lot of captain-like qualities last year, but every team has an ambassador, or every team has a player rep, and that's Bartolo Conforto.
Yeah.
So a couple weeks ago when the Mets and the Marlins protested the game.
Yes.
If you remember from the hot mic Brody, whatever, presser, whatever it was, he said something like, we'll find out what Michael wants to do, or when we hear from Michael, because they talk to each other. The player reps talk to each other.
And did you see today, I know your favorite, but Andy Martino put out, no, it was actually really good. He had done like a Zoom interview with Dom following up on like all, everything that happened with the protests or whatever. And what Dom was saying was like the whole idea to protest the game, like that wasn't him. He walked in that day expecting to play the game, and like Michael and all the other players and coaches, they all came up to him and said, listen, this is what we want to do. Like, how do you feel about it? Whatever. So and Conforto was also like the last person to speak before Dom, that press conference when he started crying or whatever. And I have a feeling it was probably him who was like, took it upon himself. He was standing with him in the press conference after the game when they protested.
Right.
So I completely agree. And I also think it's unfair to put like that captain pressure on Pete after one season. Like Conforto's been around for a while. He is freaking multiple. He had home runs in the World Series his rookie year. Like he has like a resume himself.
I was thinking about that. Like 5 years ago, to me, 2015 doesn't seem like that long ago, but it is. He was the baby on the team, and now he's basically one of the leaders.
He came up from AA straight to the major leagues, and I think he had like multiple home runs in the World Series. I think he had more than one. That's insane.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear this not clutch. I don't want to hear he can't take pressure. He was a baby hitting home runs in the World frickin' Series. So no, re-sign Michael Conforto. Absolutely.
So a live look, I see Matt Cerrone put this up the other day after Real Muto put on a clinic against the Mets.
Yes.
A live look in at Steve Cohen driving to JT Real Muto's house with a car full of money. So word on the street, if there is a word on the street that you could, believe these days, because who knows, everything's changing at every moment. But word is Uncle Stevie Cohen, is basically going to just drive to JT's house with a blank check and say, you are the Mets catcher for 2021.
Let's go.
And I don't see why that's not a realistic take.
Yeah.
So
why not?
Steve Cohen is basically just empty the pockets. Well, the only thing people are saying is like, after he makes such a big purchase, is he going to be all in immediately? Like, is next year going to be like, all right, let me go show what I could do?
Yeah.
But for anyone to believe that they can ever go into a bidding war with a guy who spends $150 million on a statue is nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Completely.
So A-Rod and J-Lo believe that they're still somehow
go
in
away?
This. I don't know. The other day, I don't know, I think it was bullshit, but maybe it was a Martino or someone posted like,
leave Andy alone.
A-Rod is going to sue.
I've heard that. I've heard that rumor
because he
too.
didn't get a fair shake.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They think they're just choosing Steve Cohen because they like him better, but like, is that a rule that you can't do that? Like, isn't it their decision who they pick to buy the team? Does it legally have to be the highest bidder? I don't know. I don't know why anyone would want A-Rod and J-Lo owning the team. Like, we've talked about this before. Like, what happens when they inevitably break up, as all celebrity couples do? I'm sorry. But, like, what happens then? Is it, like, joint custody? Is it messy for us? Like, I've said it before. I don't want Jacob deGrom being part of a custody battle. So, like, why would anyone want this? Just let Steve Cohen do his thing.
I don't know. But once I get the chance to meet Steve, hopefully that's sometime soon. Do you remember last time he was supposed to buy the team and it fell through? He was planning this big gala.
Like it was for opening day. He was going to have like an opening day gala.
Shit, I got to find my way to get an invitation.
Send him some T-shirts.
To this gala. So I wrote yesterday that in 2021, we need to make a bobblehead of this statue. If you have an office somewhere, you work in an office, you're a teacher maybe, shout out to all teachers back at school.
Yes.
A lot of people like to decorate their corner, their cubicle, their cube with their own flair. I would love to have a replica of a $150 million statue as a bobblehead. It doesn't even have to say Mets on it.
Like the arms would bobble.
Well, the Bartolo Colon bobblehead that we have there, his stomach
belly.
bobbles. So even
savage.
just that, like a regular bobblehead of this statue.
No, that would be amazing.
Which you definitely can't legally do until I talk to Mr. Stevie.
Yeah.
Mr. Cohen.
Mr.
Sorry.
Cohen, yeah. Be formal if you're trying to get in with them.
Absolutely. So when I finally get the chance to meet Uncle Stevie, maybe I can make a little mock-up of it and bring it with me to the gala that I'm inviting myself to.
Yes, exactly.
Steve, check it out. Check out this little bobble. And then if we can make them, we'd have to make a lot, though. That's the way it works. Can we sell enough of these bobbleheads?
I think absolutely. I think people will just be so freaking happy that Steve Cohen, they'll want to celebrate and commemorate that moment in history when he bought the team.
You know what
you could absolutely
put
a home run apple on it and forget about it. Money maker.
That's true. Home run apple beanie on top of
it should be sitting on top of the home run apple, or like instead of like the base, it's like the home run apple.
How about the base of
like the hat?
No. The base of the statue. You know how it's like on the bottom? It's a blank check. It says, "We run baseball." How about that?
I can't.
All right, that's a good one. Uncle Stevie.
Hit us up.
Please say yes. We got to make these bobbleheads. But we got to make a lot. You know, like we can't, like the shirts. Can't make 20 shirts.
No, absolutely. It's going to be.
We need hundreds of these bobbleheads.
They will sell. I'm fully confident they will sell.
I don't know. I've been sending some ideas to Lizzie lately, and she's like, I don't know. Like, not this related.
Right.
I'm usually right.
No, you're not usually. Listen, we've been doing this over a decade. Mm-hmm. We take a lot of educated gambles on quantities and shit like that. Anything home run apple related now, not that I'm trying to like bash it down anyone's throat, like buy. Right. But like if it's clever enough, people are going to buy it.
People are going to buy it because it's very unique.
I'll show it to you after off the air.
Love that
when we're not hot mic here. But you know that's going to crush. Like it's going to.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Anyway, besides the rosters, I wrote this hypothetical. I was going to talk about it last week on the show. I forgot to. Mm-hmm. Besides the roster, now that we're going to have one of like the richest people on the planet owning our baseball team.
Hell yes.
What would you want him to spend money on that's not roster related? My thought before you come up with the answer, my thought when I asked this question to Twitter and Facebook was, if anyone's watching now live, I forget we're even doing a show. If you're watching this live and you want to comment now, what would you want Steve to spend money on? Maybe Lizzie can roll through and maybe read some.
Love that.
I wasn't thinking like analytics department. I wasn't thinking that.
I'm thinking like stadium.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, paint the Shea Bridge blue, which comes up every once in a while. Change the colors of the levels to like Shea.
I feel like we might have talked about this.
Orange, blue, green, red. Did we?
I don't know, but we can talk about it again because I don't remember well enough.
I don't think we did.
I think we already talked about it off air.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking.
That's what I'm saying. When you walk in, I don't know what starts.
I never know.
This stream life that we live for like an hour a week, I get so confused of, did we just talk about that when you got here?
Yeah.
Or did we talk about it
on air?
And I don't smoke weed. I don't do drugs.
You don't have any excuse.
Yeah.
Same.
I drink Coors Lights, and then I ride
Coors Light, that's
motocross.
it.
That's what
maybe that's our problem is we're drinking Coors Light so early in the day on a Thursday.
No, that's not a problem. That's actually like a solution.
Not in this case.
We're
forgetting everything.
So
back on track.
What would you want them to spend money on, or him to spend money on? Can you think of anything? If you can't, you don't have to just make it up.
Well, no, because I'm thinking, we were talking about Tom Seaver statue. I would love a Tom Seaver statue. Throw in a Mike Piazza statue. Throw in a David Wright statue. Keith Hernandez.
So just statues.
Yeah, give us like I don't like much about Yankee Stadium. It looks like a freaking library, but like they do honor their past players, and Citi Field hasn't we have some of those like fake baseball cards hanging around the stadium, and like that's about it. But like, and I know we have like the Mets Hall of Fame or whatever, but like when you're walking outside the stadium, you have the bricks, like you have those on.
Do you have a brick?
I do have a brick. It's right in the front too. But there's like those commemorative ones, but they're like about specific games, not really specific players. I would like statues. I think more, not like specifically just for photo ops, but things that like could constitute as like something that's like worth going to see.
These things are pretty freaking heavy.
That's a flex.
So I just, Shu got this for me. See that?
Oh,
this is pretty awesome. So my best man, Brian Shu, who might be listening to this live if his boss is saying that he's allowed, got me this in 2014, Citi Field Fan Walk, Mets Foundation, 2014. Says, Darren Meenan, thanks, buddy, Shu.
That's cute.
So that's some Shuey boy who actually came with me to my motocross race this past weekend. Thanks for being my wingman.
Yeah, you went. It went well, right?
Yeah, it did, but I'm
You're
happy
your
with
own
my
worst
results,
critic.
but I'm frustrated because I really want a podium, which is top 3 for anyone who doesn't know what a podium is.
Yeah.
But there was, I think, like 20 guys in the race. The first race, the way it works is an average of 2 races. First race I got 5th, but it was close enough where I could actually see first. I've gotten 5th before, but I couldn't see the guys in front of me. Like they were further ahead. I'm like, oh shit, there's first. So like we finished the race. And I'm like, I'm fast enough to win.
Right.
So then I had the confidence to go back out. The second race, I was in 3rd. I caught up to the guy in 2nd, and he was riding pretty sketchy. And I'm like, all right, give this guy a little space. I'll be able to pass him in a second. I ended up running out of track to get him. But when we finished across the line, 1, 2, 3, were like less than 5 seconds.
Wow.
And the race is like 9 minutes long.
There you go.
So I was like pumped. I got 3rd.
Yeah.
But overall, I ended up getting 4th. So like podium-wise, the 5th and
right,
3rd
it
is
averaged
the 4th.
out, but that's okay. That's promising.
I know, but
you're getting better.
The trophy for 3rd is so much cooler than the trophy for 4th.
I know, but you're getting better
It's
with
like
every
gold.
race, so you're gonna get there.
I'll get there.
You'll get there with time. It's fine.
And he was there. So Shu, thanks. That's how we got to that.
Yes,
Shu,
Shu.
thanks for coming. Yeah, it was fun. You know, I'm getting a little faster. Next weekend I'm going to be in Massachusetts, so that's going to be cool.
And you're gonna miss my party.
I know. Yeah.
Hate that.
Well, you're going to be like 21 forever. Shu's about to turn 40. So I'm going to be 40.
turning 25 for like the 5th week in a row. I've had to state
And by
that.
the way, that's the guy I race 25-year-olds. So like the way it's all by age.
Okay.
So it's 20. I race 2 different classes, 25 and over. So you can be any age over 25. And 30 and over, but I'm 39.
Okay.
So I'm essentially racing some guys who are 15 years younger than me, and I'm still getting 3rds and
Right.
4ths. So
That's
after
impressive.
November 8th, I start racing the 40-plus class, and these old fuckers are in for something because I am
You're gonna
ready.
There
run
you
laps
go.
around them.
I hope so.
You are.
No, it's going to be cool. But I don't want to sandbag either. I don't want to be like the guy who just turned 40
That's what
racing
I'm
the
saying. I feel like
44-year-olds.
you need to, like, you're going to want to win or get on the podium in, like, this class first, just to say you did it before you move on to your next
Better
phase of
hurry
life.
up.
I have like 3 more races
You could do
of
it.
the year, so we'll see. Give us a call. I always forget to do this. We forgot
Share
to
the show.
Share the show if you're watching after 20 minutes. And let your friends know that you're watching Orange Blue Thing. That's how you get put in the running each week to win some stuff.
Yes.
So let's rattle off last week's winners. And I think Lizzie also has to make a phone call. Last week's winners, the way it works is if you're on Twitter, click the little retweet button, and that's how you are put in the running. And last week's winner is at Sampa, SAMPA 3420. On Facebook, if you're watching right now, hit the little share button. Same deal. We go through and randomly select someone who shares. Last week, Melinda B. Ulrich,
Let's go.
a good friend of the crew, sits with the Seven Line Army. And on Instagram, I think you're going to like this, at Meet the Mook. And I clicked it. I was like, oh, what's Meet the Mook? It's an Instagram account made for a dog. You know, obviously, he doesn't run the account.
Yes, he does.
But it's run by the dog's parents. And
Allegedly.
the dog is named after Mookie. And, like, the whole...
I love that.
Like, the bio is about, like, the dog's named after Mookie Wilson, yada, yada. So, do you have accounts for your animals?
Okay, so my best friend Kayla has the funniest account ever for her dog. So she would have friends on Twitter. I made accounts for my dogs on Twitter, but I forgot the password years ago. I don't know how to get back into them, but they're just the most obnoxious pictures. Like my one dog, my older dog has like dementia. So like his tweets are like, the lamp is trying to kill me and like random things like that. And I can't get back into it. So if you go find it,
I made an email
really
address
nothing
for
of
Amelia.
quality there.
Like she doesn't have an Instagram account, obviously. She's 5, but
Kindergarten.
she shouldn't have. I don't think she should have an account. We post photos
Well,
of her.
oh no, I'm not saying. I'm just she started kindergarten. That's exciting.
We'll get to that in a little bit, but yesterday was very strange.
Yeah.
Kelly was more emotional than Amelia was.
Oh,
But
that's
we'll get
usually
into
how
that
it
later.
goes,
But
yeah.
I made her an email account just to have if she wants it one day. But I don't know about the animals having accounts, but I don't also know about. I guess it works for people who have like. One person doesn't want an account, like MJ and Nancy have a joint one.
Yeah.
That's different. But
Yeah.
like making one for like your animal, I think is a little.
No, I literally
bit
just
much.
did it so I could talk to my friend's dog.
Just that you brought up MJ, I just want to say happy birthday to MJ.
Oh, is it today?
It's today.
MJ.
MJ's birthday is today.
Happy birthday.
Thanks
we
for
love
stealing my
MJ.
fire. I had it written down over here.
Screw you.
Oh,
Happy
I
birthday,
didn't
MJ. I
even
love
see
you.
it.
All right.
We
so,
love MJ.
Absolutely, MJ and Nancy. Nancy. Great people. Happy birthday, MJ. Let's give a quick shout out to our friends from Dugout Mugs. As we do each week, we want to highlight this awesome company from Florida. They hollow out the inside of a baseball bat and turn it into a mug. So they got a whole bunch of great options. You go to dugoutmugs.com to check it all out. But, I think we do a great job highlighting the brand each week. But I feel like what better person to really tell the story of what Dugout Mugs is than Mr. Randall Thompson himself, who is the inventor and owner of Dugout Mugs. What's up, Randall?
Hey, man. How you doing?
We're doing good. How you doing?
Doing well. Doing really well.
So I haven't seen you since spring training. I know we partnered up. You came down to the Hop Life Brewery the night beforehand. We got to meet for a little bit, and I've been a big fan of what you're doing down there. And why don't you just tell the people at home how you came up with this idea? Because it's genius.
Yeah, for sure. I recently got released out of baseball, and I was coaching college baseball, and the hitting coach at the school that I was at was taking wooden baseball bats, cutting them in half with a handsaw to create his own training tool. And I saw a bunch of loose baseball bat barrels just laying around in the dugout. And I thought to myself that you could probably drill that out and drink from it. And
as one does.
Out of that was born the dugout mug.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
So the coach is being like, hey, this is how you get better at baseball. And you're like, I could drink out of that. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Exactly.
So I know, we've been talking, off air, through emails and stuff, just about how everything has been going, running a baseball brand through the state of the world and COVID and everything. And I'm sure you guys, are seeing the effects of that as well down in Florida. But, what have you guys been? Have you been doing anything maybe different than you have in years past because fans can't go to the games? Like any special things you guys have been doing?
Yeah, we're constantly trying to get creative in ways that we can kind of just a downtime for being a baseball fan, and just in general, we're trying to be the beacon of light of things. So we're doing giveaways, and hopefully that kind of brings a smile to these baseball fan spaces.
So I know we got a lot of Mets fans watching, but you do, unfortunately, have to make stuff for other fans.
Teams.
But yeah. So if anyone wants to check out the brand and pick up some stuff, definitely go to dugoutmugs.com. They have the MLB license, MLBPA, Hall of Fame, all that stuff, and you can even get photos engraved onto mugs. And they do great work all down in Florida. And you guys ship pretty quick too, right? Even if it's a custom piece, you get it out the door pretty fast.
Yeah. It only takes us about 24 business hours to get orders up.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It's impressive.
So let the people know about some of your giveaways. I know you guys are giving away like a television or something.
Yeah. So we figured if you're not going to be able to go out to the stadium and watch the game, we might as well hook some people up with like the ultimate game day package. So we're giving away a 65-inch screen TV, $200 in cash, and then 4 dugout mugs.
Wow.
Pretty much just to get you set up to watch a game at home the right way. And if you're interested in that, you would go to dugoutmugs.com /TV giveaway, and just basic information. And we're announcing the winner in the next couple days, so should be a pretty sweet giveaway.
That is sick. You could buy a lot of Coors Light with $200.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I have it up on the screen now. So dugoutmugs.com, TV giveaway. It's pretty easy to enter. Just write fill your name out there and your phone number, and submit and get involved. So, Randall, appreciate the call. Keep kicking butt down there in Florida, and hopefully things are somewhat back to normal next year and we can actually hang out in person again.
Yeah, hope to see you in spring training of next year.
All right, man. Be good.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so
That's a cool offer.
absolutely. Yeah,
That's
of course.
insane.
Oh, you want this free stuff? No, I don't want anything for free, please.
Get on that, people.
It's
$200 a TV.
Why that? Like they did the knob shot giveaway. It's free.
Yeah.
Free.
Just do it.
Just go to Dugout Mugs and get involved. Yeah, so
cool.
we met. Our relationship started during the off season last year. We worked on some custom mugs for the 7 line, but they came down to the Hop Life. So the night before, they brought the mugs and stuff. They sold out of everything within like I don't know, an hour.
That's sick.
Like, wow, these people are fanatics.
Yeah.
We had a great time, but little did we know that was the only baseball game that we were going to go to this year.
It's crazy. I'm so angry now that I didn't go.
Yeah, see, you're missing out.
I had to save money.
I was
stupid.
You ever type a tweet and then like delete it, rewrite it, delete it, write it, like, and try to.
No, I just live with my chaos.
But-
if it's bad, it's bad.
No,
and I
it
own
wasn't
that.
a bad take. I was just trying to put together a way. Maybe I could talk through it right now.
Okay.
Who might have like the best job in the ballpark that's not a broadcaster or a player? Right now would be like a ball boy
Right
or
now.
grounds crew.
Yeah.
Or like Anthony Furia, who's working with like
Yeah.
Mr. Met and stuff. Like they're still getting to go and watch the games.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I would almost be a groundskeeper for free right now. Those guys, granted,
No, maybe a ball boy for free. Grounds crew is hard.
they work so, but we do it anyway. Like when we build our BMX jumps and stuff, like grading the level, and
these people get trapped under tarps.
that would be so fun.
No,
If-
there are moments where you don't know if you're ever gonna come out. Why? You need to pay me for that.
I don't know, but I would, if I was Furia, let's say
Yes.
Anthony Furia.
That
if you
I
don't
would
know
do
who
for
Anthony
free.
Furia is. I don't know what job he's doing right now, but he has the headpiece with the microphone. Maybe he's telling Mr. Matt what to do because he might be on TV the
Right.
next inning or whatever. But in between, he put a photo up. He's just watching the game.
Sick.
I would pay them to let me do that
Yeah.
job.
No, that I agree. Grounds crew is the only thing that
I might have to
need
take
be
Anthony
paid for.
Furia's job. Mets, whatever you're paying Anthony Furia, I'll pay you and let me take his job. How about that?
Anthony Furia is about to call in and be like, dude, chill.
I'll pay. How about this? I'll pay Anthony Furia to not work, and then I'll pay the Mets what they would have paid him to let me do his job.
That I think is
that's fair.
reasonable.
So you want to be Mr. Matt?
No, he's not being Mr. Met. He's
He's
just.
not?
Mr. Met's
Are you paying
assistant.
attention to the show?
No, I'm reading comments.
He's like working with Mr. Met. So like normally he's like throwing the T-shirts, but there's no fans.
He's Mr. Met's manager.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought he was actually Mr. Matt.
I don't know. I don't
Don't
think,
ruin that illusion for me. I don't know who Mr.
I don't
Met is.
think
Mr.
that's
Met
fair.
is just a baseball
sorry.
head.
Sorry.
You know what Amelia actually says? That's fake. That's costume. Like.
That's so sad.
Because your daughter is smart.
I was not that smart in kindergarten.
But all kids are smart enough to know like that's not an actual
Yes.
living, breathing.
No, I knew it was a human being, but I still, to this day, I never want to know who it is.
You know the
because that
photo-
will ruin it for me.
You know the photo of the family, Mr. Met and the family? Did I
Like
play this on the show
a
before?
Mr. Met family?
Yeah. Like the
Maybe.
wife and they're holding babies and stuff.
Sure.
Are you just saying that?
I feel like I might have, but like I don't. If you show it to me, I'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen
I
that.
have to show you this to explain how observant this freaking kid is. So this is the photo. I'm going to pull it up. Hopefully you guys can see it on the screen. Oh, you can't. It's blocked off.
Blocked.
But maybe if I make it smaller here. All right, so it's a little hard to see. But if you
Right?
type in
Click
Mr.
it,
Met
and then
family,
do like open separate.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
there's a little kid here, and the little kid has a wristband on. She's like, that's a kid's skin, and that's their kid's wearing a wristband. Like, she's too smart. So, yeah,
So
anyway.
analytical.
School started yesterday, as we were getting to, before we
She
were.
looked so cute.
She did look very cute.
Her little pose.
Kelly did a great job. with the back
Dying.
to school outfit and all that.
Yeah, Kelly's killing that. The whole everything. The quarantine, the homeschool game. I saw like the little desk she's got set up. She's killing it.
Yep. We did the she did the homeschooling,
Yeah.
and now getting ready for the virtual, the at home.
So what is it,
But-
like split week? Like a few days she's
She
in
goes
school?
to school a
Yeah.
couple days, and then everyone's home for the 3 other days. So,
Okay.
and they just take turns. But it's what's crazy? It's sad that this is her experience for
Yeah.
kindergarten, because kindergarten's so important to kids. And,
Yeah.
the social side of just getting out of
Just
preschool
meeting
and yada
friends
yada.
and socializing.
We went to orientation on Tuesday, and we're sitting there. Kelly and I are sitting there as they went in to go meet the teacher for like a half hour. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is the world we're living in right now. They're not allowed to take their masks off at all, unless there's like a mask break or they're eating something or
That's
whatever.
so sad.
Gym class, they have to be 12 feet apart, and the principal's like, maybe we'll just do like running races or something. So many rules, and hopefully, my thing is, we talked about this, I think, on the show.
Yeah.
You go to a restaurant, you sit down, you can take your mask
Yeah.
off. When they go and they sit at their desk, they're not allowed to take their masks off.
Yeah.
So it's a long day. She was there from 9 a.m. till 3:15 yesterday.
That's such a long time for a child to have a mask over their face.
The only comforting thing I thought of during the day, end of the day, whatever, was she has nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
So if she was a first grader, she's like, kindergarten was so fun.
Yeah.
You know, and she's brand new to this school.
Yeah.
So like she was in a different school. Now this is the new school, new rules.
Right.
Maybe she's thinking like this is just normal, which sucks
Which
to think
sucks.
that that's normal now.
Yeah.
So,
but no, that is a good point because she has no other frame of reference. She can't think like, I wish I was doing this instead. Like this could just be, this is how this school works. And
but the principal's even like, you know, there's a lot of learning here because even the teachers, the first thing you want to say to someone when they look sad, you could tell someone's sad from like their face.
Yeah.
Now they can't read any facial expressions of knowing if a kid is sad. You can't see if someone's smiling.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of learning there. So even the kids to meet each other has got to be so difficult.
But I like, there's one plus side, and that kids can't pick their noses, which is really important in the kindergarten class.
I guess.
You got a mask over your nose. You break that habit young. That's great. Love that.
So speaking of breaking something, Robert Gsellman.
Well, that's a transition.
Somehow
that was a segue.
Somehow breaks his rib. I've broken a rib. It's not that easy to do. Breaks his rib pitching the other night. And you do a nice segment on Big Apple Trivia, or you did one.
Bizarre injuries. I can add it to the list.
Bizarre.
I need a few more before I can use it again.
Or you don't want more, but the Mets just give you more fuel.
Yeah.
So you could just add, what Mets pitcher broke his rib while pitching in a game in 2020?
Going in.
And you know, baseball players don't like to show pain.
Yeah.
A baseball player gets hit by a pitch, they take their medicine, and they unless they get knocked on their ass, like, you know, David Wright got hit in the head. Yada, yada. I mean, there's certain circumstances. But if a guy takes one, even on his back between the numbers, they try their best to be tough.
Be manly.
Did you see Gsellman try to come off the mound?
I didn't see it happen. I didn't see it.
He stressed, you know, he winced after a pitch, and they came out to talk to him. He physically had to stop multiple times and put his hands on his knees. That's how much pain he was in, which is like very, very rare.
How did he do that?
Pitching a baseball. I broke my ribs snowboarding.
That reminds me of when Michael Conforto dislocated his shoulder taking a swing, and it was like, how did these things happen?
That's
just like a freak thing that you've done it a billion times, but this one time this happened. How and why?
I could picture that happening though. Like swinging is such like so is pitching an unnatural motion, but to break a rib.
That's what I'm saying. How?
It's not like it was a comebacker, and you know, I don't know. So we can just add that to the list of weird injuries. So
I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget.
Yeah. Well, you won't forget this one. So Gsellman, who, you know, was in the pen, then they brought him to stretch him out, then he was going to go back to the pen, yada yada. Now he's just out for the season. Of course.
Yeah.
How could you not feel bad for a guy like that?
Just got back. That sucks.
Absolutely. So speaking of someone else who is still playing and has not decided to retire yet, I came across this clip this morning. Mr. Bartolo Colon, big sexy, 16 hours ago. I guess he's playing softball now.
King shit. I love him.
He hit a home run. And it's like the clip it's kind of trimmed a little bit too much. I'm going to have to maybe download this later and zoom it in. This swing and follow through it's just the way he swings. Like Conforto's going to swing the same way every time he swings a bat.
Right.
This swing is so much like his swing in San Diego. It's not even funny.
Wait, I want to see. I never saw this.
It just came out. Here we go.
Carrying the bat again.
Bartolo Colon con su jonrón con buena ventaja.
Is he still holding the bat?
Todito ahí, vamos.
I can't see.
Oye, pero que dio un palo.
He carried it like all the way up the line.
Estábamos pidiendo.
It was just like a hat.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to do something with that later, maybe rip it or whatever. But I was curious. We know it took Bartolo I think it was 32 seconds to round the bases in San Diego. I timed this one. It's like 24, but it's probably a smaller field, you know, whatever.
He's improving though.
He is improving. So it was 30 seconds.
Great.
30.53 seconds is what my clock said this morning when I recorded or stopwatched his lap around the bases in San Diego. But it's cool to see Bartolo. I mean, obviously these guys, it's in their
his best
blood,
life.
Still doing it. He came out with that book recently and still mashing home runs, granted softball home runs, wherever that was. But shout out to Bartolo on that. So share the show, get involved. That's how you get in the running for free stuff. So just like last week, we are going to be giving away some free Met stuff. So share on Facebook, retweet on Twitter. And if you're watching on Instagram, just write, I want free Met stuff if you're watching the replay on Instagram, it goes up in about an hour after the show. I kind of dropped this knowledge on Julia just randomly about like a minute before we went live today. 2 weeks from today, the captain, number 5, David Wright, will be on Orange and Blue Thing. Are you prepared?
I'm going to need to take something
and it's
before
gonna be,
I come here to calm down.
And it's going to be live.
Yo, that's... Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready. I'm not ready, but I'll be ready.
So circle your calendars.
I got 2 weeks.
2 weeks from today. What's that date?
The 24th?
The 24th. It'll be a noon show on the 24th. I've been trying to get David Wright on the program for a while. Obviously, the way that his career ended, and he moved, and he's got a family. The stars haven't aligned yet, but we are going to be doing it through Skype. So Mr. David Wright will
live
be on the
show,
live on Orange and Blue Thing.
Terrifying.
I'm not as nervous as I would have been because we did how many episodes of art class with Herm did we do? I don't know, but they were all through Skype.
Oh, okay.
So like I kind of got better at the whole Skype with the audio levels and stuff like that. So David, I doubt you're watching this, but I will do my best to make sure there's no hiccups.
Yeah.
And Julia is your biggest fan. So I think that it's going to be excellent. I like what you said on Twitter. You're like, he's going to turn the Skype on and see that you're part of the show and just turn it off.
He's going to see my face, and suddenly his Wi-Fi connection's just going to not be great. I'm so sorry. I'll try again later. I'll never show his face again.
So I'm very excited for that.
We'll
I'm
see.
sure you are too. So 2 weeks from today, David Wright. He's got a book coming out soon, so we're going to have a lot to talk about.
October 13th.
You already know.
The captain.
Anthony DeComo.
I was going to say he would kill us if we didn't say that.
Yeah. So very excited for that. Mr. David Wright. It's going to be excellent. Yeah. So definitely circle your calendars for that. Have you seen... It's definitely way before your time, but there was a place called Action Park in New Jersey, which they changed the name now. It's called Mountain Creek. I think they still have a water park. I don't know if the water park's called Mountain Creek, but it's in Jersey. It was like the most dangerous water park you could ever imagine.
No, but
I wasn't
would
allowed to
love
go there as a kid.
I wanted to go so bad.
I wasn't allowed.
And my parents never let us go either.
So there's an Action Park documentary that came out. I think I actually already saw it. It was on a different platform.
Wait, I think you may have told me about this.
Mashable or one of these companies put together some kind of like hour-long doc, but now it's on like HBO or something like that. Let me look it up. But they call it like Class Action Park because they got sued all the time. People had to be rescued.
Class Action
People
Park.
died.
Of course. It was so dangerous.
How is it allowed to stay open after the first person dies?
Well, it's not anymore. Class Action Park forces us to wrestle with toxic nostalgia. So it was in Jersey. It was very dangerous. Every day they had to rescue people from the wave pool. It was wild. There was basically no rules. You've been to water parks before where it's like the edge of a really high slide, but there's like a lifeguard on the top. So it's like, don't go until, don't
cliff
go.
diver at Splish Splash. I just had a stroke, I think. Splish Splash.
Some random different things. But, lifeguards, I don't feel like they were always on duty.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. It was wild. I wasn't allowed to go. But there was the, what do they call it? The Alpine Slides, I think that was called. It was a cement track, not wood, not
Already
water.
hard pass.
Cement track that you're sitting on with a stick, and that was your brakes. And it'd be the summer, shorts, no shirts, and you pull it to slow down, but half the times that didn't work, and you would get so fucked up. People would come out with road rash, and no one got in trouble. I don't think there was like waivers.
Why would anyone want to go on that? What about that sounds fun?
It looks so cool.
Do you know Pete?
It looks so cool.
You know Pete Mcneil, right? Pete Mcneil. I don't know if you know Pete. Well, Pete Mcneil.
Yeah, of course.
He's a little older than me. I'm 40 about. He's probably like 50. So when I wasn't allowed to go in the 80s because I was like 9,
right.
He was 19.
Okay.
So him and his friends would all go. Like they would crush beers in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just assuming, but that's what teenagers did.
Right.
Drink some Coors Lights in the parking lot, and then go in
As one
and
does.
kill it at Action Park for the day. And just hopefully you survive. Maybe it was just like, can we survive the day?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. But anyway, if anyone's looking for something to watch, I would recommend because I've seen.
Insane.
Pretty sure I saw it, and maybe HBO bought it, but I think I saw it. If not, I'm gonna watch it again.
Are there like videos of this shit happening?
There's a trailer, and the trailer.
Does it show like people getting
the owner
No.
would pay like how I want to like pay Fury to not work. The owner was so nuts. He would pay employees to test things. So they made a full loop, a circle loop, slide. It was in a tunnel. So like you'd like, all right, No, like.
How did the physics of
no
that work?
engineer. No one was like, all right, A equals whatever square, whatever. If you get this speed, you'll be able to do it. They just built it really tall, and they're like, should be able to be going fast enough to do a full loop.
This is just what happens when like a millionaire pothead just does what it wants to do.
But no one got in trouble.
That's
I guess they
insane.
did because they're shut down. But
at some point.
Yeah, it's crazy. So if you have the time, you want something to watch, if you're getting fed up over a Mets loss, you want to turn the channel off. I wouldn't recommend that, though, because they've been fighting back. Past couple nights or past 2 games, the Islanders have not been looking good. You don't watch hockey, right?
No, but Erica, my now roommate, is a huge Islanders fan, so she's been watching, and I'll just kind of like either I'll be doing something else, I'll just randomly hear her scream from time to time, and I judge by the screams if they're good or bad or whatever. But I wasn't home last night when they played, so didn't go well. And I heard the first game they lost like 8-2
they got
or
crushed.
something.
I don't know how about last night. I think they lost 2-1. But I got involved.
Better. It's promising.
With going to some more games over the past couple of years. The Blue and Orange Army kind of welcomed me with open arms. A bunch of Mets fans there, and they've been watching their games on the beach.
Oh,
so they've been using like mobile hotspots.
That's cool.
Which I don't know, like. The data on that, it's not always unlimited. So I don't know, maybe they're taking turns of whose hotspot they're using, but they've been watching the games on the beach.
That's
which is really cool. I know I talked about this last week, trying to link up to do a like a viewing party.
Right.
But with there only being like I looked at the calendar here, I got it pulled up here now. So last night the Mets won. We have an off day today. They're playing the Blue Jays this weekend, and then they're going to Philly. There's only one more homestand after this. Next weekend I'm going to be away. The weekend after that, you're having your get-together, and the weekend after that is Shu's birthday.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't really plan it on the same day as someone else's thing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to convince people to not go to your party.
Right.
Or Shu's party or whatever. But, so I don't know.
Appreciated.
The only way that we're going to be able to do this is if the Mets somehow string some shit together here.
And we get postseason baseball.
And now it's getting dark enough for me to use the projector exactly at 7 o'clock.
Let's go.
So if we can do something, we will. I've been talking about this now for like 4 months about trying to get some fans together if we can. If we can, it'll be October. So the plan is hopefully the Mets can do something.
Bonfire baseball. Love it.
Baseball and hanging out and Coors Lights and all that. So let's hit the phones. We got Orlando in California. What's up, Orlando?
Hello, Darren. That's my real name. It's Zeps.
What's up, Zeps?
What's up? That's my regular dad name.
Yeah.
I was curious. My kids loved your art class with Herm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's him getting crazy in the back. Do you have those? Can you put them on like YouTube or something?
No, they are.
Visit them?
They are. If you go to artclasswithherm.com, it brings you the whole playlist of all the past shows. And Herm and I have been talking like it's not over. That was just season 1. So once we hit the off season again, hopefully that's not till November.
Right.
We're going to start working on either a weekly art class with Herm on like a Sunday or a Saturday, or now the kids are back at school. We're going to figure it out. So art class with Herm will be back. But if you ever want to see the past episodes, just hit up YouTube.
Beautiful. And then I had one silly idea. Maybe like Lizzie and him can do Pictionary where like he starts doodling a player and then we have to guess who he's drawing.
That would be cool.
Fun.
That would be very cool. That's a good idea.
Cool. Love the show, guys.
Awesome, man. Thanks for checking in. Hopefully everything's good for you and the fam.
Full show. Later.
So,
that would be fun.
Our intro song is Zeps.
Oh!
Remember like when you were listening to your headphones, you're like, oh. Like,
I wish I knew. Yeah. I would have said how much I loved it.
So, absolutely.
I loved it if you're still listening.
So, how many episodes of Our Class with Herm are there?
There's a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
We were doing 2 a week for a little bit, and then we cut it back to 1. I think 28 episodes.
So impressive.
Yeah. Herm's the man.
Yeah.
So, I try. We probably talked about this in the show. We try to get in. Like how I want to take Anthony Furier's job. It's let's get in with Herm and draw something in the stadium. But with the capacity issues and stuff, we can't. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen this year. But it would have been cool if we could have went out there and like he drew something and I recorded it live or something like that. All right. So someone that absolutely deserves a quick shout out.
Let's go.
Is Jeff Mcneil, who's
my guy.
He's been turning around a lot lately. He kind of looked lost at the plate for the first month, and who can blame anyone to be lost this year? I mean, this is such a weird freaking season.
Yeah.
Last year, He exceeded expectations. He was an all-star. I have his jersey hanging up in my office. Jeff Mcneil has been, he's done everything right. So he's been stringing him along lately. I think he hit 4 home runs in 4 days or something like that.
Yeah, something crazy.
So he posted this photo on his Instagram, and it says, after the game, sometimes you just want to chill. Luckily, I have my Coors Light. Get yours and enter to win a signed baseball by me through the link in my bio.
He must listen to the show, and we really spoke to his heart.
You saw this. I didn't even notice the first comment here. Sorry. The first comment here from Polar Pete number 20 on Instagram. I expect 30 racks to be in everyone's locker tonight for all of us to rehydrate.
I'm telling you, they listened to the show, and they were like, you know what sounds really good right now? Coors Light. You know what I should go post about on my Instagram right now? Coors Light. They weren't being paid.
No, absolutely not. So, I love that, first of all, I love interactions between players on Instagram. Whether it's something serious or something personal or something funny, whatever.
Right.
When you see guys reply to each other, even like the Lucas Duda account.
We
and stuff
follow
like
Lucas Duda.
Yeah,
Iconic.
There's so many different funny interactions you see on the internet, and it's just funny to see these guys getting involved. But you decided to pick a player each week that needs to reset and chill.
Yeah.
But he just did it for us.
Yeah,
So,
I know. That's why I can't even find somebody angry this week, because how can that not be our segue into Coors Light? He's literally saying it for us.
So
Thank
Coors
you,
Light,
Jeff Mcneil.
very easy to get these days. Not only can you just pop over to the local supermarket or 7-Eleven or wherever you pick up your
DoorDash it.
Convenience stuff, but you can go to get.CoorsLight.com. There is no game today, so it gives you extra opportunity to get your delivery in time before tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, they are playing the Blue Jays, I believe. I just said it, and I already forgot. So tomorrow night, you can get your beers in time. Go to get.CoorsLight.com, type in your address, and all of the different options will be available for you to select and get delivered right to your doorstep. So don't forget, get.CoorsLight.com. Always remember to celebrate responsibly, reset and chill. Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado.
Yes.
Let's hit the phones again. We got Brian in North Carolina. What's up, Brian?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Not too bad. I'm waiting for the plumber to show up my house to repair my water heater. But other than that, I'm doing just fine.
At least it's not the toilet.
Yes. Could be worse.
It could be worse. But thanks for taking my call. So I had just a couple of things. I was thinking about you guys last night and was listening to watching the ball game. And I heard Keith and Gary talking about the uniforms. Keith's old flannel uniforms he used to wear with St. Louis, and how they really didn't like the black uniforms. I know that had been kind of a big thing for a lot of people this year. We're talking about, the bringing back the black uniforms. And I guess Gary kind of liked the ones with the old New York across the front. But Keith was vehemently against the black uniforms. So I was just wondering if you heard about that. I know that kind of thing is right up your alley if you were watching the game last night.
Yeah, I mean the black Howie Rose is also very against the black uniforms, and I understand where they're coming from. Any fan who loves just the nostalgia of blue and orange, it makes sense. But the black era of uniforms, whether it was the Mets or the Rockies or whoever, the Marlins decide to wear black, I get it. It takes away of the vibrance of blue and orange team out there, and also makes the crowd look a little bland as well. I do like the way a crowd shot looks with the blue and orange popping, but as far as a fashion piece is concerned, the black jerseys probably did very well as far as the market side. And when we put up anything black on our website, whether it's the black hats or black t-shirts or black sweatshirts, whatever it may be, they sell so much better than blue, orange, gray, whatever.
It's that early 2000s, late 90s nostalgia. People eat it up.
I don't think so to your question, Brian, my take on it, I would never want to see the Mets wear black again, as part of the rotation. But I think if they did something once a year, maybe, or how they did stuff on Friday nights, maybe, where it's a throwback to back in the day, I would not be opposed to that at all.
Yeah,
and I know
agree.
even though Stroman's not on the team presently, Stroman and Pete Alonso and a bunch of the players.
Dom Smith, too.
Dom Smith definitely got involved on social media to say that they would be into wearing the black jerseys again. So who knows? I know a lot of the old school fans are against it, but if Pete Alonso wants it and anything that can make Pete feel a little bit more happy, maybe he's got extra home runs in that bat, you know?
Steve Cohen, listen up.
All right, thanks for the call, Brian.
Yeah, I mean,
No, go ahead. Oh, he hung up. I thought that he was done.
No,
So
that's all right.
that's why I kind of said thanks for the
We
call.
all panicked there. That's okay.
The black jersey, I mean, I'm wearing, if you're not watching live or if you even care, I redid my dirt bike. It's got a whole Mets theme now, and I went with the black, like a 20-year throwback to the World Series.
Well, I was
going to
say, I feel like that's kind of getting lost in, the year of 2020, is that we completely forgot about the fact that it's the 20-year anniversary of the Subway Series World Series, and that could have been a good excuse to have a black uniform Friday night, whatever.
Yeah.
Because when I think black uniforms, I think Mike Piazza personally,
right?
And that is, but being born in '95, I think of my childhood. I grew up with the black uniforms.
They wore them kind of recently.
They wore them up until
ago.
2011. I think 2012. I think they faced
so
them
longer
out.
than 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I said, time is crazy right now.
Crazy.
I already have a
5 years
5-year-old.
ago was 2015.
Yeah, long time ago.
Insane.
2015 was nuts for me.
Yeah.
So Amelia was born, Mets in the World Series. We moved, a lot of things happened in 2015. But black unis, like Brian was, he actually didn't give us his take. He just told us about how a lot of the older guys in the booth are not into it, and I get it. I don't think a guy like Howie Rose or Gary Cohen, who are so, they grew up as Mets fans.
Yeah.
And, I wouldn't expect that they'd be like, yeah, we love the black jerseys. But
people
for us,
don't like change.
Right. For us, and even me, a guy in my advanced age now, I still like the black stuff. So who knows? These are not for sale. I know Teza was interested, the jersey I'm wearing now.
They are fire.
I don't know.
I have to admit.
He was interested in buying one. Someone else wrote something like they would wear, not with my name and number on it, but something like a long sleeve like this. Might be pretty cool. So maybe we'll have to get let them play what's in the box really quick. We got another caller coming in right now. We only got a couple minutes left here. But I don't know. Maybe we'll make some kind of long sleeve that looks similar to this.
I say this every time. I want more longs. I am publicly asking for more long sleeve shirts for the winter. And crew neck sweatshirts, I'm not big on hoods. Because they're not comfortable to lay in. And I like a cozy sweatshirt I can lay in. That is my request for the winter.
Well,
crew neck sweatshirt.
We haven't really talked about it publicly, even though I wore it on the show. The home run ugly, which is not ugly. The home run knit sweater is so awesome.
Yeah.
And we have a 4XL. Did you see the 4XL?
No.
Just to gauge the sizes, we have one sample in 4XL. It's gigantic. That would be
I
something I could picture
dress.
you wearing it on the couch.
It's like a nap dress. Those are kind of in right now. But the David Wright Christmas sweater that I have, that is essentially just a crew neck sweatshirt. I literally wear it year round because it's so comfortable. Yeah. So I need one that's not a Christmas sweater. So I need you to work on that.
I'll work on it.
This is my request.
So while we're waiting for Liz to get this caller on, don't forget to share the show, subscribe, rate, review, all that. We are on pretty much every podcast platform. So show goes up pretty quick. So right when we turn this thing off, I get cracking and it goes up on iTunes almost immediately. So if you happen to just be catching the end of the live stream and you want to watch the show or listen to the show afterwards, just go to one of the podcast platforms and we'll take this caller. All right, we got Nathan. What's up, Nathan? Hello.
Hey, hi, Darren.
How you doing?
Good.
So we're going to let you play What's in the Box. We got 1, 2, or 3. Whatever's in the box you get for free, we're going to mail it to you.
Perfect. I will choose. I know how it works in the past, that you think that it's the bigger box. But I'm still going to go with number 3.
Let's go.
All right. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, we got... Do you drink beer?
Of course.
Okay, so we have a Send the Beer Guy koozie for you and a Send the Beer Guy t-shirt.
Awesome.
Lizzie will get your size and we'll mail this out to you, all right?
Big box paid off.
All right, thanks for the call, man.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, Nathan.
All right. So it's kind of a shit show at the end. We're kind of, we're only doing this because of Instagram. Instagram hour-long, limit here. We got about a minute and a half yet to ramble here. So,
let's do it.
Julia, I hope we have more shows past 2 weeks from now. If not, this is the third to last show.
Wait, so is the David Wright show the last show?
Yeah. Wait.
What a way to go out.
Is it? What's today's date? The 10th. Yeah, the 24th.
Wow.
So hopefully we're not closing the year with David Wright. But 2 weeks from now, David Wright live on the show. Set your alarms for that. And that's it.
Crazy.
So Mets are off tonight. Go to get.CoorsLight.com. Pick up some brewskis for the weekend. Again, special shout out to our friends from Dugout Mugs. Randall Thompson, thanks for the call. Check them out, dugoutmugs.com. Thanks to Lizzie. Thanks to you. Thanks to me. Thanks to you guys. And we'll see you next week. Let's go Mets.
Bye.